sitting or prone position, and if you're happy to do so, close the eyes and relax the tongue in the well of the mouth. Soften the temples. Release any tension in the cheeks, in the jaw. Let the weight of your head release. Feel the weight of your shoulders release. Start to feel the breath at the tip of the nose. Cool air on the breath in, the warm air on the breath out. Slow the breath down, deepening the inhalation, lengthening the exhalation. And start to deepen the breath. Slowly and deeply inhale and exhale to expel any uncomfortable energy. Breathing circulates any negative energy out of your body. Holding the breath or sticking in that shallow breath can keep negativity stuck inside of you. So take care to deepen the inhalation past that top third of the lungs, to widen and expand into the space at the back of the ribcage. Directing the breath all the way to the base of the lungs. Feel your upper body expand and widen to fill the space that surrounds you. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling fully. So as you're practicing alone today, it'll be a little bit more comfortable to join in with any mantras, any chanting. So as you breathe, I suggest repeating this mantra aloud 3 times. Say it like you really mean it. So with every out-breath, say the words, return to sender.
Return to sender.
Return to sender.
Return to sender.
Return to sender. With these words, we're pushing away any negativity. The power of your voice will command the discomfort out of your body. And while your breath is the vehicle that transports that discomfort back to the universe. While focusing on that mantra, either saying out loud or to yourself, you can focus on breathing any toxic energy out of the lumbar spine, the lower back. The spaces between the vertebra of the lower back act as channels for eliminating symptoms that you might have picked up. So visualize the discomfort exiting through these spaces in your spine. Follow the breath from the tip of the nose down through the full length of the spine. Visualize breathing between each individual vertebra. And as you come to these spaces in the lower spine, change your mantra to declare, I release you. I release you. I release you. Let any unhealthy energy leave your body and feel it melt into the floor beneath you. Mother Earth will recycle that energy into something positive. Our task here is to fill the body with positive energy and to release the body of any toxins, any negative energy. To nourish and energize to feel ready for the work of our practice today. So maintain your focus on the breath. Visualize the breath all the way down to the abdomen. Feel the belly rise on the breath in. And let the belly soften and release on the breath out. Inhaling to the belly, the chest and the collarbones. Exhaling from the collarbones, the chest and the belly last. Take one further full breath in. Then on the exhale, release with an audible sigh. Now consider the position you've chosen to take and start to return sensation to the body. Those of us who are sitting, let's just adjust so that we all come to a lying position for a moment, just so we can do a little bit of mobilization in the ankles and the lower back. So if you're lying with your legs extended, let's now slide the feet in so the knees are bent. Bring the hands to rest either side of the hips, draw the shoulder blades together, and let the weight of your shoulder blades, the back of the hips, ease to the floor. Notice that natural lift in the lower back and just let it be. Find that comfortable, deep yogic breath again, expanding and widening. Exhaling now to engage the core, to draw the tummy button towards the spine. Inhaling to create space through the collarbones. Every exhale, engaging the core, waking up your inner fire. On the next inhale, just simply lift the arms overhead. For now, we'll rest the backs of the hands on the floor, palms turned up to the ceiling. You might wish to take the arms a little wider, elbows soft. Then draw the soles of the feet together. Roll the knees out. And just let gravity find some space there for you in the inner thighs, in and around the hips. Gently releasing here. You may notice some tension under the shoulder blades in the lower back. So send the breath to anywhere asking for a little more attention. And as you exhale, push that tension away. Filling your body with positive energy. Releasing your body from tension and negative energy. On the next exhale, draw the tummy button in and slide the knees back towards one another. Apart, but the insides of the feet are parallel. On the next out breath, hug the right knee towards the chest. And apply gentle pressure either to the back of the thigh or to the shin. Then redirect the knee out towards the right shoulder. So creating a little space here in the lower back. Draw the knee back towards center. Then bring that right knee up and over, just resting that ankle on the outside of the thigh. Take the arms wide, resting once more on the backs of the palms, then on an out breath, bring that right knee over to your left side as you turn your gaze along the right arm. Wide through the chest, soft through the shoulders, through the hips, into the lower back. Eased at that space at the side of the hip. As you exhale, engage the core and draw that right knee back again towards center. Replace that foot on the mat. Then exhale to bring the left knee in. Again, a little pressure either to the shin or the back of the thigh. Adjusting now to direct the knee out to the left shoulder. Just finding a little more space in the lower back. Draw the knee back to center. Then position that ankle on the outside of the right thigh. Widen the arms once more. Take that gentle twist bringing the left knee to the right side, turning your gaze this time over the left arm. Wide through the chest, relaxed through the shoulders, released through the side of the hip. As you exhale, draw the tummy button in, then draw the knee back towards center. Unhook that right knee, then draw both knees in towards the chest. Imagine you're drawing a figure of 8 with hands to the knees as you gently rock over the back, through the lower back, across the sacrum, then roll back towards center. Now position the knees directly above the hips. Turn the toes up towards the ceiling. We want a little hip width gap between the knees, lifting the arms straight above the shoulders, pointing the thumbs towards the back of the room. Relax the shoulders back. Exhale once more to engage the core. So it feels as though you're pushing the small of the back to the mat. So a steady, easy, static contraction here. So to further wake up that Agni, to create a little more fire, feel how it is to press the feet a little further forward. So we're taking the feet a little further away from the midline of the body. You'll have to work harder in the core. We want to avoid the lower back lifting. Then slide the right arm back and just rest that thumb an inch from the mat. Wide through the chest, engaged through the core. And if the back starts to lift, draw the knees back to that 90-degree angle. Bring that right hand back to center. Now extend the left arm back. Wide through the chest, keeping that thumb an inch from the floor. Then bringing that hand back to center. Bring the knees back to a 90-degree angle. You can feel that changing shape in the lower back. Exhale, engage the core, push the small of the back to the mat. On an out breath, extend the right leg forward. So we're keeping that right heel an inch from the mat. Exhaling now to extend both arms back. Both thumbs an inch from the floor. Wide through the chest. The breath should remain in that same steady pace. As you exhale, draw the right knee in, and we'll simply slide the left heel forward. So we're switching over to the opposite leg, keeping the arms behind. Wide through the chest, engaged through the core. Then on the next out breath, draw both knees back towards center. Place the hands either to the back of the thighs or the shins, then hug the knees to the waist. Gently rock from one side to the other. Then replace both feet on the floor. We'll observe again that hip width distance, so let's not let the knees roll out. Hands either side of the hips, shoulder blades drawn together. Exhale, draw the tummy button in. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the right leg. Tip that toe back towards the shin. So any tension on the back of the hamstring, we're just going to gently release now. Inhaling to point, exhaling to flex. Every flexion becoming a little more exaggerated. So we're just fine-tuning the stretch to the back of the thigh. Engage the core. And we're going to lower that right thigh down just enough to level the thighs. Now use the big toe to draw 3 circles in towards the midline of the body. Then change direction, take the circles the opposite way. Back again to flexion. Then lower the heel down and rest it an inch from the mat. Inhale to lift both arms overhead. On the exhale, draw the knee towards the chest, lift the chest, a little crunch here. Inhale and lengthen, take the arms back, the leg forward. So every time you do this little crunch, you can release tension in the neck by making sure that you're not nodding the chin to the chest. So it might help to visualize that you're lifting the sternum up towards the thigh. Sometimes visualizing that you have an orange between the chin and the chest helps. And certainly finding a fixed point on the ceiling so that with every out-breath, you're not moving the head. It's all about that core engagement. Do one further lengthen back. Then as you exhale this time, draw the knee in, place the hands to the shin. Then bring the right hand to the inside of the knee. Take hold of either the big toe or wrap around the ankle. Take the left arm out to the side. Shoulders relax back as you push through the right heel. So that the weight of your shoulders release, the weight at the back of your hips go. Then on and out breath, start to take that right leg out to the side. If you notice that your weight is shifting onto that hip, then just bring the leg a little closer. We want balance through the back of the hips, maybe even widening that left knee to create that balance, pushing a little more through the sole of the right foot. Relax through the shoulders, turn your gaze along the left arm, and just find that breath pattern here again. Inhaling to the belly, the chest and the collarbones. Exhaling from the collarbones, the chest and the belly lats. Remember, with every out-breath, we retune, drawing the tummy button towards the spine. On this next exhale, slide that foot back towards center. Hug the knee in towards the chest. Then replace the foot on the mat. Hands either side of the hips again. Lift and lengthen through the left. So again, we start gently, inhaling to point, to flex. Every flexion, we're just easing out that little bend of the knee, taking a little more stretch to the back of the thigh. Come to full flexion, engage the core, lower the left heel down. As you bring the thighs level, use the big toe to draw 3 circles in. Then we'll take 3 circles the opposite way. Remember, we're going slowly through full range of movement here. Come to flexion again, engage the core. Then lower the heel down to rest an inch from the mat. Inhale to lift both arms overhead. As you exhale, do that little crunch on this side. So remember that the action is drawing the thigh towards the chest, lifting the sternum towards the thigh. So it's kind of like you're pushing the lower back to the floor. And we're working with the breath. Use the out breath for the effort. So the in breath encourages that length through the body. The out breath draws us back to center. Thought it was mine.
Sorry.
That's not an excuse to stop doing your core work.
Sorry.
Oh, it's hard. You figured it out.
Yes, I've got it. I'm here.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Do you
Bring
know
your
why
hand
I'm not here?
Bring the hand to the inside of the knee. Hold onto the toe and widen the right arm. Push through the heel. Keep those hips weighted to the floor, the shoulders weighted to the floor. Then on and out breath, take that left leg out to the side. Push through the sole of the foot. Encourage a little more stretch to the inner thigh. And remember, you can always use the right knee rolling out to just keep that balance through the back of the hips. Turn your gaze along the right arm. Shoulders are relaxed. Then as you exhale, draw the tummy button in, slide that foot back towards center. We're going to hug that knee in, but we're just going to bring the right knee in again. And then I'm going to place the hands underneath the hips. So remember, it's probably easier to have the hands just at that fleshy part of the bottom. So we're kind of pushing the lower back to the floor. Draw the knees in, press through the heels. So imagine that you're holding up a tray of drinks. So if you're on a diagonal, we're going to drop them. So press through the heels. Let the shoulders relax back and down. Y'all think you're brave now because I can't reach you. As you exhale, draw the tummy button in and just lower the heels down about 1/3 of the way. So the intention here is to straighten the legs. But of course, this is all about core, all about this Agni, waking up your inner fire. Good for your immune system. Inhale to point the toe. Exhale to flex. Switch to the left, point, then flex. Then both feet together, point, then flex. Then on and out breath, hug the knees in. Beautiful work. Widen the arms. A nice easy one, a gentle twist here so that we get rid of any nasties. Turning the gaze over the left arm, drawing the knees to the right, wide through the chest. Exhale, engage the core and simply roll the knees to the opposite side. Wide through the chest. Any little clicks in the lower back are good. Then exhale, draw the tummy button in and roll both knees back towards center. So replace the feet on the mat, last lying down posture. Bring the hands either side of the hips, shoulder blades drawn together. Push into the soles of the feet. And for now, just create a comfortable diagonal. So shoulders, hips, shoulders, hips, and knees. I was thinking, I'm going the wrong way. Press the shins forward, lift the thighs a little higher. So we're creating more curve through the front of the body. Don't worry about the spine. Keep pressing the shins forward, lifting the thighs, widening through that space in the collarbones. Make sure the knees are hip width apart, that they haven't rolled out. Now lift the right foot up. We're going to press the right heel on top of the left thigh. Important here that we just let the knee open, so roll the knee open, press through that left shin and lift the bottom a little higher. So I'm just getting a little bit deeper into the hip flexor here. Unhook that right foot, press both shins forward, bring the left up and over, push through the shin, lift the thigh, lift the belly, opening into the front of the body, just letting that left knee roll out. Then replace that foot to the floor. Let's keep the hips lifted. Lift the heels this time. Press the shins forward. Bring the hands to an interlock behind the lower back. Push the shins forward. Now step the right heel to the floor. Step the left heel to the floor. Clench the buttocks. Then on the next out breath, separate the hands. Start at the space between the shoulder blades and gently roll down vertebra by vertebra. Take your time, enjoy this release. And if there's any tension, once more, invite it to melt into the earth beneath you. On an out breath, draw the knees in towards the chest. And because this is Monday morning and we're wide awake and enthusiastic, we'll grab hold either behind the thighs or keep the hands on the shins and roll up. And then roll back down. So we're rolling forward and back. This is a lot comfier on a carpet than it is on that hard wooden floor. Quite nice. Then bring yourself up to a seated position. Beautiful. Are you all still with me?
Yes.
Yeah. No, somebody's gone off to make a cup of tea. So let's, oh, Roz and Ian, give us a wave. Oh, I can't hear them now. Let me just double check that they're here because I didn't hear the voices. Oh, I can see Roz. Hello.
Hi.
She's joined us. Okay, so we're going to come to a cross-leg position. Place the hands either side of the hips. Slide the right hand away, look up to the left. And then we're going to have that right elbow come in towards the waist. So we're taking the body weight over, keeping that right sit bone pressed to the floor. Then inhale, lift, come back to center. Wide through the chest, elbow comes in, we'll go the opposite way. Keep pressing through the fingertips, lengthening through the arm. Then inhale to lift and come back to center. Let's bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the hip. Lift up out of the sit bones. Follow the rib cage to come into a twist on this side. As you inhale, lift out the sit bones, lift your arms overhead. So we'll come to a Y position here, but we'll keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, draw the tummy button in, then bring the palms together. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just keep them apart. Extend and lengthen through the arms, keep the shoulders relaxed. Then as you exhale, engage the core, slide the hands back towards heart. Reposition the hands in front of the ankles. Inhale to lift up out of the sit bones. As you exhale, just gently walk forward. Every out breath, breathing the elbows towards the floor. Then pressing into the palms of the hands, lift the chest and gently walk back towards center. Nice. Now position both hands behind the hips. Keep the sit bones and the ankles attached to the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lift the sternum. So we're opening into the upper thoracic spine, creating space through the heart space here. As you exhale, release and bring your gaze forward. Opposite hand comes to opposite knee, and we'll just repeat this little twist on this side. So following the side of the rib cage. Then bringing your gaze forward again. Good work. Switch to the leg cross on the opposite side. Lifting up out of the sit bones, I'll come side on, you can see where you are. So extend the arms forward. First action is to keep the hands towards the heart. Then as you exhale, start in the lower back and create a curve through the spine, nodding the chin towards the chest. Then inhale, lift up, lift the arms up overhead, hands turned inside out. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart, turn them in again, and complete that rounding through the spine. Inhale, lift up. One more time, exhale. Is that yours? Then turn the hands inside out. Inhale, lift up.
That's interesting.
Now bring the hands back towards heart. Separate the hands, bring them behind the chest. Do left forefinger over right, shoulder blades drawn together. Avoid pushing the chin forward. So let's keep the chin tucked in. Extend the arms away from the lower back. Then as you exhale, release. Bring the right hand in front of the chest. Use the left hand to just hug that elbow a little bit tighter. So that arm goes under. And then we turn and look over the right shoulder. Bring the head back to center. Opposite hand in front. Then look over that side. Then bring the gaze back towards center. Let's have both hands behind the hips. This time the action is to lift the bottom from the floor. So think about transferring the weight onto the shins, lifting the bottom from the mat, opening out through the front of the body. Then as you exhale, lower the sit bones back to the floor. So let's just try to take a little more space into the hips, into the inner thighs. So choose the foot that you have in front, and we're going to place the back of that foot onto the opposite thigh. So we're into like what we call this half lotus position. Sorry, I was just laughing at Nicola going, ow! How's that feeling? We good? No, we don't love that, do
It's not really possible.
we? It's possible. Then unhook that foot, switch them over, try the opposite way. Because I'm totally different on the opposite side, so sometimes it works on one side and not the other. It's quite nice for the hip. It just gives us a little more space around there. See, I know where we're going today, so I know that how much I need to open out the hips.
Oh yeah, I can do it now.
Oh yeah, you can do it now. Then bring the soles of both feet together, lift up out of the sit bones, extend the chest forward, shoulder blades drawn together. Just widen the knees a little. Keep seeking forward with the sternum rather than nodding the head down. That's what's going to get you that more space in the inner thigh. Then inhale to lift up and come back to center. Good. Bring the knees together, extend both legs forward. So lift up out of the sit bones, which means that we don't want any curve in the spine. So we're nice and long through the spine. We'll start by bringing the right knee in, hands in front of the shin, lifting up out of the sit bones. Beautiful. You can either keep the hand parked on the outside of the calf muscle, or you can bring your elbow over outside the knee as you place the right hand behind the hip. Inhale to lift up out of the sit bone, then come into a twist. Beautiful. Then release and relax and extend the right leg forward, bring the left knee in. So don't assume that just because you could do hand on elbow on one side, it'll work on the other. Remember, you've always got that space to come back to. And let's keep that right toe pointing up towards the ceiling when we're in the twist. Then as you exhale, release, bring the gaze forward. Super. So there's lots of kind of cleansing happening today, lots of pushing negative energy away and building up the acne. So come now onto an all fours position. Knees directly underneath the hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders, and spread the fingers. Keep the elbows soft. That's it, Roz. Turn yourself off and on again. Turn the toes under, then as you exhale, roll up through the spine, gently nodding the chin towards the chest. Inhale, let's bring the chest all the way the other way. And just come to rest on the tops of the feet. Widen through the collarbone, shoulder blades drawn together. Now on the next exhalation, come back to a neutral spine position. So let's start relatively easy. I'm going to start with the left because that's my upstage leg. So we'll slide the left foot forward, knee stacked directly above the ankle, and look at the shape of this angle here on the back thigh. No point in it being 90 degrees. This is where we need to get into this hip flexor position. So bring the hands in front of the heart. Feel that the hips and the shoulders are in the same plane, facing forward. Feel that your knee is tracking over the second toe. Press into that back shin. It just intensifies the stretch to the thigh. Then inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Lift the sternum, look up towards the thumbs. Then ease the weight of your body back. Bring the hands back to heart. Then as you exhale, hinge forward. So for now, we'll do the easy one. Turn the back toe under, lift the back toe. Keep the right hand on the floor. Lift the left hand up. So you're turning your belly in towards the left thigh, the one that's got a bend in the knee. Then look up towards the left hand. So a nice twist again. Then replace the hand to the floor. Get your balance again. Replace that back shin. We still want to have this nice open thigh happening. Step that left hand over inside the left foot. So both left and right palm are flat to the floor. Then as you exhale, lower the elbows towards the floor. So we're taking our body weight a little deeper. Don't overcompensate by rolling your left knee out. You want to get into the front of the thigh, into the hip flexor. This is training for splits position, which you're doing next week.
On your own.
Lift back to center, then just scoop that left foot back, okay? So same sequence on the other side, it's all about opening the hip flexor. So the right knee comes forward this time, big open, oh God, the left thigh feels really tight now. Big opening on the left thigh, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, lift the arms up. Keep that knee tracking over the second toe as you look up towards the thumbs. Then bring the hands back to heart. Hinge forward. Turn the left toe under, lift that shin in. If you can get that left heel to the floor, just gives you a little bit more stability that you can get one foot down. Keep the bend on the right knee. Left hand to the inside of the foot, come into the twist on this side. I don't know if it's the black sofa behind me, but I've never seen my back so straight. Then replace that right hand to the floor. Can we lower the left shin again? Step the right hand to the inside. And then we're going to do this same lizard pose on this side. It'll feel different. You might get a little bit of crampy feeling to the outside of the ass. But it's mainly about opening that front of the thigh and hip flexor. Try not to round the back. Try to keep the shoulder blades drawn together. Good. Then walk back towards center. Come back into an all fours position. So, little more space in the upper body. Walk the palms forward. Press the sit bones back. Nicely lengthened. Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. Pressing the palms to the floor. Pushing the sit bones towards the heels. Now pressing the wrists to the mat as you lift the fingertips and just change the emphasis of the stretch into the upper arms, through the shoulders. Then replace the palms to the mat. Lower the elbows, shift your body weight forward, so shoulders directly above the elbows. Tips of the thumbs together. Walk the feet back, turn the toes under, no plank. Ellie, I'm trusting you to keep an eye on your mum here.
I've got a pan on the boil, Angela, I'm sorry.
I'll pan on the boil here. So wide through the chest, thighs, just inches from the floor. Remember that little lift in the bottom can sometimes help alleviate any lower back discomfort. Anybody know any good jokes?
My eyebrows are slipping off for real.
Lower the thighs, the belly, the chest. Good, well done. Elbows either side of the chest, palms either side of the head, shoulder blades drawn together. Push into the forearms, just lift the chest. Small movement, Sphinx pose. Very chilled, very upper thoracic spine, so don't overload the lower back. And then just turn and look over one shoulder. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to look over the other shoulder. And look forward again. On the next exhale, lower down. Just let your forehead rest. Bring that right heel in towards the bottom. Take hold of the ankle. Push into the thigh, push into the forearm. Inhale to lift the chest. Beautiful. Can we lift the chest anymore? Can we push that thigh with a little more intensity? Then release. Opposite arm forward, opposite heel in. So before we go anywhere, just find your breath again. That's the one thing about this, I can hear your breath more. Push the thigh into the mat, inhale to lift the chest. So you're using the right hand for a little bit of stability. Then lower that left foot to the floor. Just because we're here, let's have both heels in, grab both ankles. The first thing that will happen is the heels will widen, so draw them in towards the sit bones. Push into the thighs, inhale to lift the chest. So you might be able to get a nice back curve on in this one. What I'm looking for is a nice stretch through the front of the body. And as you exhale, release. So the lower back might feel it's a little overloaded now. So let's take this slowly, both hands either side of the chest. Press back and just come into a child's pose here. Bring yourself back up to all fours. Turn the toes under. Exhale, roll up. Knees just hip width apart. Then relax back to neutral spine. Okay. So now, again, I'm going to use my upstage leg. I'm going to slide the left shin forward. This is something in class that I don't think we're always able to do, but I suppose with the camera I can do it with a little bit more detail. So notice that I turn my right toe under and then I slide that leg back. Then I come to rest on the flat top of the right foot. Now wiggle the left foot, see my little left foot going no, so that it always grabs hold of the hip. So in an ideal world, the hip will be resting into the cup of your instep. Beautiful. Quite hard to hold ourselves up for any length of time in this one. So let's firstly come down onto the elbows. When we do that, just make sure that you're equally weighted. There's a tendency here to bring all the weight over to that bent knee. So let's make sure that the hips and the shoulders are square. Beautiful. And then what you can do is place your palms flat on the mat, one on top of the other. Then bring your forehead to the floor. It'll be a little more intense at the back of the hamstring. For those of us who tighten the IT band, we're feeling this. So we're sending out lots of love. We love this posture. We know it's good for us. Now reposition the hands under the shoulders. Inhale to lift the chest. Beautiful. So all that remains is to bring that right knee in. Important that you use the left hand to opposite ankle, because if you use the same hand, you'll just topple over. And then again, important that we make sure that the shoulders and the hips are square. We're pushing that right thigh down, inhaling, lifting the chest forward, and coming into the full expression of the posture. Obviously, if you can't reach the ankle, then you can come here, and you can come here, whatever works for you. Then take that toe back, turn the toe under. I know you don't believe me, but pushing back into plank is the only way. You don't believe me, do you? Wide through the chest. Then lower down onto the knees, onto the chest, the chin. Let's have the bottom up. Look at that shape, perfect little caterpillar. Then inhale, lift the chest. Just for fun, turn the toes under, push up, come to a downward facing dog. Make sure you're not too spread out. Walk the feet in if you need to adjust your position. We're looking for an inverted V, not a slight mound in the road. Lift the tailbone up, push the backs of the thighs towards the back of the room. Then lower down onto the shins. Sit back on the heels. Both hands underneath the forehead as you rest for a moment in child's pose. Good work. Have you turned your phone off?
Yeah, you can see the duration there.
We started earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so come back into an all fours position. We're going to do the other side. So this time we're going to slide the right shin forward. Same setup, turn the left toe under, slide the back shin back and rest on the top of the foot. For those of us who sometimes have a little bit of a disagreement with our knees, this isn't massively comfortable. So I appreciate that this is a difficult one. Wiggle that right foot over so that the left thigh is resting on the sole of the foot to an extent. Shoulder blades drawn together, so keep the discipline of keeping long in the spine. Then come down onto the elbows to begin. So we're starting to get a little more release around the side of the hip, into the underside of the hamstring. Now stack the hands one on top of the other and let the forehead rest on the backs of the hands. Bless you. Then bring the hands underneath the shoulders again, lift the sternum. So we're looking forward, bringing that left heel in, taking hold with the right hand, opening the chest. So you can kind of fine tune it by pulling the heel a little closer, but try not to spin the body open to reach it. Keep the shoulders facing forward. Nice. And when you're ready, turn the back toe under. Push back into the empty hand. And we might as well do a side plank over here. So come on to one side. Then replace that hand, come to the other. Replace that hand. Lower down knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lift the chest. Why am I getting picked up now?
Somebody was chin speed.
Then push the sit bones back. Come back up into an all fours position. Make sure the knees are hip width apart. Turn the toes under, push the sit bones back, lifting up again into downward facing dog. Deeply joyful, the heels are loving it. The backs of the thighs are free. You're pushing away any tension. Inhaling through the palms of the hands along the length of the spine. Exhaling down through the length of the legs, out through the soles of the feet. Bring your gaze to the end of the fingertips. Take hold of the left thigh. Bring that thigh forward. Keep the back knee lifted, hands in front of the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Bring the hands back to heart. Hinge forward. Push back again. Push up into down dog. Heels down. Now bring the right foot forward. Keep that back knee lifted. Lift the chest. Beautiful. Then step into that front foot. Step the feet together. Good work. Does anyone know what time it is? Because we had to turn our thing off because it was
10 past 10.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, we are going to do one more thing before we Shavasana. We started late, let's call it that. So we're going to turn the right toe. Oh, I can't say towards the window wall, can I?
Towards the wall.
Towards the wall. So you're going to go side on in your mat. Trust me, I've done this before. You can trust my words. If you have a mat, you're not using a mat, just adjust your position. So we're coming into warrior two position. The importance here is that the front heel is halfway in line with the back foot. And we're just going to turn that back foot in just a snick, just as a little stopper. Bring that front thigh to a 90-degree angle. Superb. So This whole thing about shoulders and hips, let's turn the hips towards the wall that you're facing, so you're fully square. Knee is squeezed over that second toe, shoulders directly above the hips. Now extend the arms. Beautiful. You're going to turn to look over. In my case, I'm using my left bent knee, so turn to look over the same arm. And as you exhale, see if you can come a little deeper without taking the knee forward. Beautiful. Now bring the hand onto the hip. As you inhale, lift the arm up, look up. Then keep following that hand over the midline of the body. Beautiful. Now lift that arm up. Position that hand behind the hip. Follow the left hand up. Look up. This time we're going to bring the left forearm to rest on the thigh and look up again to the right hand. Exhale, lift up. Lean forward. Exhale on the effort. Inhale to lift up. This time, hands to the floor, left hand to the floor. Might just be fingertips. Then inhale, lift up. Now come back to warrior two. Push into that front foot, roll through the feet, and just bring your angle to the other side. So the knee is over the second toe, the hips and the shoulders are facing forward, the arms are wide. Back toe ever so slightly turned in, then turn and look over the right arm. There. So we'll start again, hand on hip, so right hand to right hip, look up to the left hand, then bring that hand back to the hip, lift the other hand up, hand back to hip, come a little more deeply into this leg, then inhale, lift up. Now bring that left forearm to the thigh, inhale, look up, exhale, pull that hand back, inhale, extend forward, fingertips to the floor, hand up to the ceiling, just hold, try not to hold the breath. And inhale, lift up. This time on the exhale, come back to warrior two. Hips are square, shoulders are square, the core is engaged, coming a little deeper into the posture. Now push down into the soles of the feet. Bring the insides of the feet parallel. It's quite fun. I'm just laughing at Vic because she keeps coming forward as if, what's that?
See at all. I need my glasses.
Hands on the hips, knees ever so slightly soft. Then just come to a 90-degree angle. Beautiful. So just, I'm looking up because I'm watching you. So just tuck the chin towards the chest. I'm just looking through. Nice, lovely shapes. Kel, just lift the back of your head and just draw your shoulder blades together. Ellie and Sue, all I can see is your bottoms. Nice.
Sorry.
Keep breathing. I'm just having a look at everyone. Vic, just bring your hands back to your hips. Too much weight in your upper body. Nice. Then when you're ready, exhale, draw the tummy button in. Then lift yourself all the way back to standing. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Turn the palms to the front of the room. As you inhale, lift both arms up overhead. Take the right wrist in the left hand and then lean over. Then inhale back to center, opposite hand to opposite wrist, lengthen. Then inhale to come back. One last forward fold, this time with the legs straight. So permit yourself a little bend in the knees. You don't want to be too straight. Wrap the hands around the elbows. We'll come to the 90-degree angle to begin. Then we'll pop the ears between the upper arms. And then we'll just slowly start to bring the belly towards the thighs. At this point, it's permissible to bend the knees to meet the belly. Then you're just letting gravity draw those forearms towards the floor. And just hanging here for a moment, lengthening the spine. Now bring your gaze to the end of the toes and keep looking down at the floor. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Exhale, draw the tummy button in. Roll up through the spine. Just keep looking down at the floor. Roll the shoulders back and bring your gaze forward. Beautiful.
Feeling good?
Yeah. You can have a little lie down now, and I will finish you off, as they say in the trade. So as you first come to lie down on the floor, I want you to notice anywhere that you perhaps have a little discomfort. So perhaps acknowledge to yourself if you're holding any tension. If you need to hug the knees to the chest and release that, then do so. And then find a position where you can allow the weight of your body to sink to the floor, either knees bent or have the legs extended, with hands and feet equal distance from the midline of the body. So close your eyes and just find yourself back in that deep yogic breath again. Now bring your left palm and place it over your heart chakra, right in the middle of your chest. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And firstly, feel the expansion and widening happening here at your heart. Then bring your focus to rest here. Turn your attention to visualizing a beautiful image that you love. This might be a sunset, the ocean. It might be the face of someone you love. Feel the love building in your heart and through the full length of your body. Let this loving feeling soothe you. Know that toxic energy leaves your body as you become purified with love. So focus your attention here on the loving kindness in your heart. And feel that energy clear any stress in your body. This is a simple meditation that you can come back to any time throughout your day. And you can send this loving kindness to specific areas of your body too. You might know that your most vulnerable part of your body is your abdomen, your lower back, perhaps at the back of your neck. You can move your hand to where you feel you'll get most benefit. And once more, send that area, that loving kindness. Allow this to dissolve any discomfort. Pay particular attention to your most sensitive point. And send these areas loving kindness to clear away toxic energy so that it doesn't build there. Maintain your focus on the breath. And come back to your heart at any time. Know that your heart is the seat of unconditional love. When you feel under stress, place your hand on your heart and feel the sensations of warmth, opening, and love. You are protected. You are loved. You are safe. Permit yourself a rare few moments of quiet and calm here. Simply rest here and breathe here. Enjoy this sensation of your whole body, feeling soft, heavy, completely released. Shanti. 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 Now take a moment to scan the body again from head to toe and become precisely aware of the position that you're lying in. Feel the weight of your hands and your feet. Notice the texture of your clothing against your skin. Start to become aware of the cool air in the room. Feel this against your face. And start to return sensation. Moving the fingers, moving the toes. Wiggle the jaw and the nose. If your legs remain extended, draw the feet a little closer together. If you wish, take a long stretch through the body. If it's more comfortable for you, hug the knees to the chest and allow the small of the back to release. Take your time to gently roll to the most comfortable side, pausing there for a moment to blink the eyes open. And when you're ready, return once more to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to an Anjali Mudra. Touch to the head for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind intentions. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.